Welcome to the Paddling Furiously Incubator. Thanks for joining us. We're going to kick things off with customer value proposition. Our whole philosophy here at Paddling Furiously is built on the idea that you can build your business your way and that you can get a lot further, borrow or raise a lot less money, and use it more efficiently than you might think. One key to this is to center your customer. What do they need? How do they think? How can you help them? That's why we're starting with customer value proposition or value prop. This gives you a framework to look at your business from the customer's point of view. Understanding this is really the key to success. We talk to people launching businesses every day, and they worry about all kinds of things. Running out of money, not hiring the right people, maybe the website won't be good enough. But really, most businesses fail for far more basic reasons. A third of all businesses fail because of a lack of what's called product market fit. That's basically a fancy way of saying they're making something nobody wants. Then another 22% fail because of marketing problems, which means even if they're offering something that's valuable, they can't find the right people and convince them to buy. So that's more than half of all failures, which is why you really want to focus on the customer and what they need right from the start. Ironically, a lot of business owners think they already know the problem. After all, you often get started in business because you've experienced a problem yourself. You realize there's not a good enough solution out there and you decide to provide it. But by definition, by the time you get to the point where you're starting a business, you're no longer the customer. You have spent so much time thinking about this problem, and now you're probably really pretty deep into detailed plans on how to address it, why some of the other solutions aren't so good, why you're going to be better. Your customer isn't thinking that way. They just want the problem gone, and that's if they even realize that they have a problem. Because in order to have a business, you've got to be able to reach a customer who's willing to buy what you have to sell. And to be a potential customer, they not only have to have a problem, they've got to recognize that they have a problem. They've got to be motivated to change it and be willing to pay for that change. That's who you're looking for. That's the customer you want to provide with a solution to that problem, the one that they recognize that they're facing, the one they're worried about. A helpful way to look at this is a framework called jobs to be done. This is a way of focusing on the customer, but specifically on what their goal is. The basic idea is that they have a job and they hire your product or service to get the job done. So in this framework, people don't necessarily want blueberries. They want to get back to work and not be so hungry, so they want a quick snack. Or they want a gift to take to a friend's house, so pie filling for a blueberry pie. What makes blueberries the right solution is that it meets the requirements for that specific job, whatever it is that the customer wants. Jobs also can be functional, so I need a quick snack. They can be emotional. Eating healthy fruit makes me feel better. Or social. My colleague likes blueberries, so we'll be able to share a little break. But let's use a little better example than blueberries. Let's look at gyms. We all know there are many kinds of gyms. And if you start to think about it, I think you'll see that they're all set up to do slightly different jobs. There's the functional gym. You go in, you work out, you're in and out clean and easy. Then a more social experience might be a gym that has a lot of fun classes. They have a cafe. One that appeals more to emotional aspects might focus on building up self-confidence, making customers feel better about themselves. All gyms can do all of these things, but when you start to think about your particular customer and what they want, I think you can see how this would affect all kinds of business decisions. The gym's decor, equipment, who you hire, what sort of programs you offer. They're all going to stem from really understanding what your customer's goals are. So here's a chart to help you start thinking this way. You start with the customer. What are they like? What goals do they have? What worries them? What's holding them back? Then instead of thinking about your business's features, you focus on how you're solving those problems. How will your business help that customer, the one that you've just described, achieve the goals that you think they have? Not what cool features you have that they might use, but how does your business help them avoid a problem, eliminate a pain point, get past something that's bothering them? We've put together this list of questions, and we've also got a worksheet that might help. There are links on the next page or in the show notes that you can use if you want to work on this for your own business. First, envision that customer. What are their goals? What do they want to achieve? Importantly, how would they define success, or what are they trying to avoid or mitigate? Also, are their goals functional, social, emotional? Then match those up, the customer's goals, to your product. Again, not the features. Think about those goals and how you're helping that customer achieve those goals. And one more thing, when you're thinking about the customer, try not to get too hung up on demographics. A lot of times people get bogged down on it's this age group, it's this income bracket, and that doesn't always tell you that much about what the customer really wants or needs. So focus on psychographics and the customer's wants and needs instead. Who is this person? What's important to them? What are they worried about? Thinking about it this way is the key to a customer-centric business, which is what most successful businesses are. This is also going to give you a basis for our next project, where we're going to test out these assumptions and identify the ones that are going to be really important to your business's success. So give it a try. Let us know what works or doesn't. You can leave comments or questions here, or better yet, go to our portal at paddlingfuriously.com/portal. There, you can ask questions of other business owners, provide support to other owners like you who are trying to launch and grow. And please come back for our next module to see how you can test your assumptions. See you then.